and welcome. My name's Sam and this is the Little Greenhouse Creates. Thank you for joining me today, and thank you for joining me for our second card using the Softly Sophisticated stamp set, which we used on Monday. So today we are using it in a different way, but we're actually incorporating the embossing folder that came with the stamps. Okay, so this is our card. So as you can see in the background here, I've used the embossing folder. I have used a, now let me just grab this is a scalloped contour dies to create this white area, and then I have a small backing colour. Let's just see if I can bring that up, whether you can see it a little better. There we go, I think we can. Okay, so I'm going out of my comfort zone this stamp set really by using bows. I really don't use ribbon, very rarely use ribbon, and obviously I used it on Monday's card and now it's here on Wednesday's card, so I'm not sure you'll see it on Friday's card. Let me put it that way. Anyway, let me show you the supplies that we're going to need. So I have got a piece of grey granite, which it's not, it's smoky slate, which measures 8 by 5 3/4. I have a piece of fresh freesia, which is 3 3/4 by 5 1/2, and then I have a tiny piece. Let's bring all these bits in. So I have my scalloped edges there. I have this Lost Lagoon. Now I'm going to turn it over because I've written the measurements on the back, which is 2 5/8 by 3 7/8. So these are measurements I don't normally use at all, and that just becomes the background area for the focal image. I have a piece of ribbon. Now this is, I think, Pool Party. I have made the ribbon off of camera because I could give up on Monday trying to make it, and as you can see I've used a bigger piece of ribbon. Okay, so that will go onto there, and then I have an inside piece of card which is 3 1/2 by 5 1/4. Right, so the first thing we need to do is we'll do a little bit of stamping. So I shall pop these bits aside, and I've got my mat that I can work on. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Lost Lagoon, which is here. There we go. And I'm going to use that for the leaves. So tap it gently onto there. I think I am, yep. Amazing. I'm going to move it fairly high up on this piece of card so that I can get the sentiment down the bottom. So I'm just going to pop this high up like so. And there we go, there is our Lost Lagoon. Then I'm going to bring in the fresh freesia for the flowers. Now on this particular flower, I need you to notice that when you're placing it, that when it comes to the leaves, over here you have like a the greenery for a bud, which gives you this little bit here, and also you'll notice that there is a leaf here that is, let me just bring that up slightly, there is a leaf here that is half missing, and that's where one of the flowers will sit. Okay, so I'm going to tap that on my fresh freesia. I think I'm there. I'm going to make sure that the bud is in place and that leaf is also, the flower is in the right area with the leaf, and then just pop that down, and there we go. Right, I'm going to do exactly the same on this piece of card. So this is going portrait way, so let's move that up there a bit so we can see. I'll just move the camera. Okay, so again, I'm going to take the Lost Lagoon. I'm going to stamp that bottom left, like so, and then I'm going to bring the fresh freesia in to give the colour to the flowers. And there we go. So there we are, those are in place. Right, so I can close these ones up. And we we can go with the smoky slate for the sentiment. So I'm using the happy birthday. That came from throughout the year stamps. So let's bring my flower in here. Okay, so I'm going to gently tap. Let's make sure. Yeah, okay, and then I'm just going to make that come to the bottom of my piece of card. There we go. And then this gap here allows me to put in the flower. Right, the flower, the ribbon, I do apologise. Okay, so I'm going to attach the ribbon with a glue dot. Let's get my... And then I'm just going to put that at the base of the leaves. Place the glue dot, or the ribbon over the glue dot, like so. And then I can trim my ribbon down too. There we go. Right, so this is now ready to be layered. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to layer that onto our Lost Lagoon. I'm just going to use my glue for that. Turn that over. That's better. Okay, I'm going to place that over the top, like so. Yeah, so that's that in place. Actually, I just need to move it up slightly higher. Will it let me? Let's try that again. Yeah, that's better. Right, so we're now in place. Okay, so the next thing to do is to layer it onto our fresh freesia. Now before we do that, we need to run it through the embossing folder, which is this one here. As I say, it came with the actual stamp set. It was the freebie if you spent £90 or more. And then it comes out looking like this. So this is quite a rough area. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add that onto there, but using dimensionals. So let's put that aside. I'm going to put one of these in each corner and then one in the middle. And of course nobody will ever know, unless of course they've watched this video, that I wrote on the back of this piece of card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can now take it and work out roughly where it's going to go. I think that is the right place for that. And then I'm going to layer that onto the smoky slate. I'm just going to fold that in half. Burnish it with my bone folder to give us a crisp spine. There we go. Now before I stick the top down, I'm going to stick the inside layer in. Again, I'm going to use my multi-purpose. There we go. Okay, so there's that. And then I can add the, that way. I can add my matte layer there. And it's less bumpy on the other side, so I'm going to use the glue. So another quite quick card for this stamp set, but I hope you agree, still as pretty. Okay, so there is today's, and there is our example. So thank you ever so much for joining me. I hope you liked those cards. We'll be back on Friday with a quick video on how we created Thursday's cards. And of course, we'll be back next week. Now, we won't be back next Monday as I actually won't be in town. I'm having to go out, so the next video for next week will be on the Wednesday. Of course, you're very welcome to join us this Thursday at Coffee and Cards at Filter if you are in the vicinity. Anyway, whatever you do for the rest of the week, stay safe, lots of love, and take care. Bye.